Hello! Welcome to Adventures in TV Land! For today's adventure, I've come to the Lewis and Clark Confluence Tower in Hartford, Illinois. This is a tower that is at the point where the Mississippi and Missouri rivers converge, and it is at the same roughly location where Lewis and Clark camped in the winter before they left on their expedition west. So we're going to go up in this tower right here, all the way up. So we're going to check it out. Here are the hours, rates of when the tower is open and how much it costs. It used to be open on more days and longer period of time, but like everything else, that has now changed. So this drain is the form of a compass of north, south, east, and west. So you pay your admission and then push the button. Start on the top, on the third floor. So here we are on the top floor that we can go, the third floor. This is called the Confluence Tower because it shows you from here on the Illinois side the confluence of the Missouri and Mississippi rivers. You can look across there, across the floodplain there, and you will see I believe that's the Mississippi there. And then the Missouri across the island with it converging and merging into one massive river. Right there. Further upstream, the Illinois, I believe, converges with the Mississippi. Now farther downstream, near Cairo, Illinois, near Cairo, Illinois, the Ohio converges with the Mississippi River Now there are several placards here, informational placards. This one talks about Lewis and Clark, the river frontier, because another reason this site here was chosen for the Confluence Tower was that it was quite nearby here where Lewis and Clark camped between December 1803 and May of 1804 before they began their expedition west. They camped here for the winter. Now the actual location is believed to, where their campsite was actually a little bit further north there. It's hard to see with my camera, but actually in Wood River, because they were not only next to the confluence of the Missouri and Mississippi rivers, but they were close by Wood River. This placard here, it kind of talks about exactly why this spot was chosen for this tower, as well as the importance of the Mississippi River system, encompassing 31 states and 2 Canadian provinces. This placard talks about the floodplains. And there's a section there talking about the Great Flood of 1993. And this placard here talks about different confluences of rivers throughout the United States, as well as some of the largest river systems in the world. Right, this is a view of the second level. This placard here talks about wildlife, particularly birds, you can see along the Mississippi River basin. This placard talks about the Confluence River up close, as well as a little bit about the different trails. Of particular note to me is the Lewis and Clark National Historic Trail. One of these days, I would like to film a video series following that trail. It's over 3,700 miles long, across 11 different states. But I think it would make an awesome video series. One day in the future. This placard talks about different places you can get a good view of the Mississippi River around here. And this placard talks about other wildlife you can see along the Mississippi River besides just birds. And now here is a view from one story up on the tower. So you can see the view of the river's confluence is thwarted a bit here due to the tree line. We were above that on levels 2 and 3. This placard here talks about Hartford, Illinois, where this tower is located, about how it got started. And this placard goes into more history of Hartford, including its, the showboats, the steamboats that travel through and stop sometimes, and as well as the Hartford Castle, also known as Lakeview, which is actually the remains are not too far away from here. The castle itself was destroyed in 1973, but there are bits and pieces of the estate grounds that are still around. It's kind of hard to get to. I'd like to do a video there someday, but it is difficult to get to. This placard here talks about Hartford thriving due to the refinery, the industries here. Conoco, and later Conoco was merged with Phillips, so ConocoPhillips, as well as Shell. This placard here talks about the Confluence Tower itself. It gives a timeline of how it came about, beginning in September of 2000. People wanted to celebrate the bicentennial of Lewis and Clark, as well as Hartford, and how they went about doing that. This placard talks about the Lewis and Clark expedition. Now, on the one side of the tower is this garden filled with plants that Lewis and Clark came in contact with during their travels. Well, this has been another adventure in TV land, where we visit the Lewis and Clark Confluence Tower in Hartford, Illinois. If you've liked this video, hit the like button. If you disliked, hit the dislike button. Subscribe to my channel for further content and ring that bell for email notifications. And if there's someplace that you would like to see me visit, or you have a suggestion about some future video you would like to see me do, leave a comment in the comment section. And if you've enjoyed this adventure, or any of the adventures in TV land, you can help support this channel by going to either Buy Me a Coffee or Patreon and making a donation, or becoming a member at either one of those two places. You can also help support this channel by hitting the super thanks below. There's a super thanks there, a heart with a little dollar sign in it. Hit that sucker, and you can help support this channel too. Thank you for watching. Until next time, that's a wrap.